Okay, now that we have our models ready, let's provide the URLs and views. So before that, there is an important step that we need to do, and that is creating serializer. And then by serializer, we kind of need that because currently we are working with an object that has these properties. But when we want to send this object to the user based off the request, create it or delete it or do something like that, basically what we need to do is to do it by a JSON format. So in order to convert this to a JSON format, we need a class which is called serializer, and that would be really simple. We need to create, right mouse click on this and create a Python file and create a file serializer. Okay, so now here we're going to use from REST framework import serializer. Now, before we forget, now that we are using this REST framework, we need to make sure that actually we are registering that in our apps. So let's go to the apps again. So here I will copy and paste it here. Okay, so let's put here that this one is local and this one is third party. Okay, so go back here, serializers, and now the next thing is that we need to actually bring our model here. So from post.models, we want to import the post that we defined, right? So it would be really easy. So what we can do is we put our class name like class post serializer, and that will inherit from serializers and hypermodel serializers. And then here we just need to, it needs meta, so we need to go class and meta, and then define, say that my model is coming from post. So same thing that I brought over here. Okay, and then fields that I want to display is going to be, now whatever that I want to serialize, whatever that I want to display, I need to copy and paste here. So it's very important to make sure that the names are the same. So what I can do, I can just copy the whole thing here. Just make sure I'm writing the right spelling. So that would be my title. Okay, then would be my description. Then would be my price. So I want all of these to be displayed and exposed to the user as JSON. And then category, and then would be my view name, and then lastly would be my timestamp. Right, and that would be it. So to recap, we have a URL that needs some information. That URL will require a model to get its own information from, but it can't use the model as it is, so we need to convert that to a JSON file. So that is the job of serializers. And serializer really does nothing special. Here is as simple as you can see. The other thing that we can do in a serializer is to validate the data. So let's say if view num can't be negative, so something like that. So we can put if statements over here to make sure our data is actually valid. Okay, so that's I think it. And then now we get to the view. So view is really simple as well, and that is the beauty of Django REST framework, that you can do lots of stuff with few lines of code. And to me, Django REST framework is not really like a programming, it's just like plugging things here and there, and then it works beautifully. Okay, so let's bring the stuff that we're gonna need. So from REST framework, we're gonna import generics, and then from our model, we're gonna import our post, and then from serializer, we're gonna import our post serializer, and that should be it. So I don't need this one. Okay. Now let's recap and remind ourselves what we need, why we need the view. View is going to process, and the thing that it's going to process is basically these two URL patterns, and those are associated with post, okay, and post with a number, right? So basically we have two URLs over here, so we need two URLs to be processed, right? So the way that we are going to do is basically to define two different things here, right? So we're going to say class and post list, okay, that is going to inherit from generics, and list create API view, and I'll see in a second what it does. List create API view. Okay, so this is one class, and the other class would be okay, and the other class would be this one, post detail. Okay, so there are these two that we're going to take care of our request. The first one will take care of this request because that's going to give us a list. The second one, which was detail, will take care of this, and that would be particular post, right? Now, first, let's go to the list. Our list needs a query set, and that would be our post and object and all. All right. So that's our query set, and then serializer that we're going to use is basically nothing but our post serializer that we just created, and I'm going to give it a name. Name would be post and list. Okay, and believe it or not, that's it. Okay, now let's go for the second one. Second one is very similar again. In fact, this is exactly similar with a different here, and that would be retrieve, update, destroy API view. Okay, so we'll get to see what are the difference of these two, but now we have these two, something should call these, right? And now is where we're gonna complete these two things that we're putting there. Okay, so when we're gonna call the post with nothing after it, which is this pattern. Okay, this pattern, that we're gonna need our list to be called, right? So that would be our post. Actually, we need to import them first. So from views, import post detail and post list. And here we're going to call it post list. We need to say that this is view as view, and the name was post list dot name. Okay, and then if I hold control, it is actually referring to that name. Okay, similarly for this one, which has a number after slash, that would be post detail as view and name equal post detail name.